Anya kawaii. So, hello everyone, it was time to cry again. You know, last time when I watched the opening, right, which is opening 2 then, of Spy 7, it's opening 3, everyone. I cried, man. Bump of chicken. It hit all the sweet spots. Yeah, SOUVENIR, the song is called, right? It was so emotional. You know, seeing the moment in the second opening when Anya is in the car, you know, and they're driving, I was like, oh my god, it's so sweet. And I was been a huge fan. It's emotional to start watching it. I was been a huge fan of the shows, you know. I was like, you know, Spy Family, Nonyon Biar, so this is the anime that I am most excited for this season. And I'm really happy it's back, right? Of course, on Saturday this week, then we're gonna watch a new episode. Subscribe for that, press like, press on, right? But now then, we're gonna watch the opening. But I just want to say again, you know, how much I like the first opening and also second opening, and just one thing it always reminds me of, I suppose, right, is Full House. I always feel it's based on Full House, right? Driving there in San Francisco, you know, with the family and so on. Similar, not the exact same setting, premise, but, you know, kind of similar, you know, like Full House is like, you know, the dad with his, you know, brothers kind of thing, yeah, like the uncles thing, right? And, you know, I always like the shows. Another show I liked a lot earlier this year was Daddies, which of course is very similar by his family, but also has that feeling of Full House and so on. It really has, yeah, you know, like two dads, you know, 2 uncles raising a daughter and so on. Yeah, like it's very similar, very similar. It's a mixture of that. So I am very excited, and let's see how emotional this gets. I was thinking, no, and I was Ado doing the song, right, which is the One Piece. I guess most famous for One Piece or Red. I will say this thing. Bumpies, man, they are way more emotional for me, right? Because I've been watching anime for many years, and the first time I heard them was, I believe, in One Piece movie 4, Sailing Day, that song is called. And, you know, they've done a lot of different openings and so on. So it felt definitely more like nostalgic, I think, too. Like that band triggers that nostalgia vibe in me too. And I don't think all does it at all. Not just a bad singer, but I mean, I have like no real nostalgia with her. I have no like, you know, I have no like memories of like Odo as a you know, like listen to it in the past or whatever. But I of course have listened to her, mostly her One Piece songs, and my favorite is called like Blackout, I think. But anyway, let's get at it. But I was like, man, I really like, you know, the opening we had in the past, which of course this Anya this Anya here, she's from that opening, right? She's in the flowers there. So anyway, so 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, here we go. Okay, of course, it's like a spy mission. Mama Yor. I have goosebumps though. Yeah, I have goosebumps though. Of course it is. Papa Shishi. Yeah. And Bond. Yeah, of course. Okay, it's great animation though here immediately when Yor is doing her. Loid looks cool too, but that's cool as Mom. Mom looks cooler though. Man, this opening is really high. This opening is, we'll come back later, but the opening is really quick. Like, yeah, it's so much animation. Drink some coffee. Maybe calm down after coffee. That was nice, Loid. Going around the dog there, yeah. Classic dad thing. The dog is away all the time. You try to, you know, give your daughter food or whatever. Then the dog comes and... Yeah. Man, that dog is very rainbow, very graphical. Let's go see Anya in the back mirror like, Dad! You're driving too fast! Yeah. Okay, this is cute. So you try to have tea here though. Yeah. Okay, this is good here. Yeah. I guess Mom coming in there with that one. That was great. Oh god, I'm crying a little bit, yeah. Oh god, I'm crying for laughter. Yeah, but I like how Yor keeps saving Loid's failure. Yeah, they had this the ultimate tea drinking here. But the good part was that Loid basically missed all the time. He's trying to give Anya or whatever some tea, right? And then Yor, and then and his wife has to come in there and help her. I love this bit here. Like, let's go back here. Oh my god, that was so awesome. Oh yeah, tear up a bit. Not as much as last episode, but still really funny here. You see what I mean? So Loid misses, right? And then Yor, you know, Mom is like coming in behind him. Yeah, she grabs the coffee or tea with her copyright. Yeah, so Lord, that was great, man. That was awesome. Same thing with the yeah, it keeps being a thing there. That mom is like, she gotta save them. This I love this angle here. So they're driving in, I don't know, some road or something, right? I like how you see Anya and Bond in the background, the mirror. It's great detail. Very like, how to say it, hyperactive. Is that a good word for it? The opening, yeah, like they're dancing and everything is like this part here with like Bond and Anya. Yeah, it's like this all like the word bubbles or so on. Very, very active. And then in the end, right, again, he misses Anya, so Yor has to come. Yor has to come in. Why is this so great? The detail is great that every time Loid misses with the coffee, the wife goes in behind, flying after him and grabs the coffee with her cup. Every time, man. It's hilarious. Oh, yeah, I love it. Oh, it's so cute. Every time, man. This in here when they were standing on the, on the airplanes. Ultimate coffee drinkers. Otherwise, I like to see, as I mentioned earlier, right? In the reaction part. I love this in here. Papa Loid, has to walk over the dog and so on. I mean, like he's not the focus. Yeah, but my point is that, like typical, right? Like you're the father making food or coffee in this case, right? Making some food for your wife, coming with the coffee to his wife, right? And then he's always like the dog, your kid's dog is running in the way, so he has to like he has to maneuver around the dog. But he's just so adorable. We see him using his like elite skills to not get tripped over with the food. The dog is running around his legs, so he has to be like, yeah, he's very graciously like perfectly avoiding his daughter's pet, right? It's so classic, right? Then there was a good animation there in the beginning. Like Yor, love do some stuff. They also have some kind of car ride in the openings. Yeah, I think almost every opening has some kind of car ride or and ending as well, right? They kind of like that. They kind of the family vehicle there also appears. And then you can have this cute last image, right, for news, like the flowers and so on. But I will say it was less emotional. I'm being very critical here. No, it was an enjoyable opening, definitely. But I think that, I'm sorry, like, links below, right? I mean, seriously, it's my all-time favorite opening, season 2, right? Where I cried like a like a waterfall. It was not as good because, like, that opening is truly like a 11 out of 10 opening, right? But I really address it a little bit because the reason it's better is because that opening has more storytelling, okay? This opening lacks storytelling. It has some storytelling, absolutely, but the second opening is like the perfect anime opening in many ways because what a good anime opening needs to have, right, is some kind of story. So I mean is that I think shonen animes usually is very good at telling a story. So basically, even if you haven't if you haven't seen the season, you can guess what's gonna be about, right? And if you have seen the season, you can remember different parts of the season, right? So the best example is probably like Naruto opening 6 at Shippuden, Sign by Flow. That's like the best example of like the opening is like perfectly telling the story of Jiraiya, right? And opening 7 with Naruto kind of keeps going a bit, right? It's a great example of like an opening that tells you a story, right? Like say one opening 15, it tells you the story of like the before with Luffy and see like Riley and so see different characters, right? It tells you a journey, right? And so on. So shonen shows are very good at that, generally speaking, better than I think the other shows are in anime. The second opening, so the opening before this thing, it had more of that, It had more of like Anya basically like getting her first pet, right? With Bond, right? Anya maybe going to her first zoo. It was more like that. It felt more like like when Loid picks her up, after work, right? Because here comes Dad, It felt more like yeah, of course it isn't as dramatic, right, as other animes, but it was more like here comes Dad and he picks up his daughter and brings her to her first visit to the zoo or the amusement park is in the opening. They have separated going, Dad's kind of going to the first festival or something like that. Right? It felt more like this kind of typical like family journey. Maybe the first time him and his wife do X thing or maybe a wedding or something. Right? I mean, it felt very like like a family. Basically, instead of telling us, like I said, typical shonen anime, right? Usually more action packed. So instead of telling us those journeys of here's these guys and blah blah blah, this is more like this is when we got married. This is when this is your first steps kind of thing. Yeah, it felt more like that. This is the first time her first day at school or something like that. So it felt very like this like family. Again, the wholesomeness, right, of the opening was really strong. And I think this opening here, while a good opening, it didn't feel like it was telling too much of a story, right? It has some great details, like I mentioned, of Loid, like, oh, my daughter's pets are, running around, there's rascals and I have to avoid them and so on, and or like him dropping the coffee and his wife picks him up and so yeah, he has some good storytelling, and it's like, of course his wife is supporting him and some symbolism there, right? So that's all there, but it didn't really like, tell me like, oh yeah, this is Anya's this first or something. We see the ending comes later. They also might have another opening in the actual episode. I don't think so, because now they have this in here, but sometimes they will do like a musical video opening, right? Then also have an opening. For example, you also bought for Oshinokoi earlier this year, right? Yeah, it's like earlier this year. They had one opening, of course, in the anime, and then one opening still animated, right? But on like the singer's YouTube channel, right? So they might do it here too. I doubt it, because this opening was released on the official production page. It was released on Ado's on her channel. Then I could see it being too. That being said, so maybe it should be a video in the future for this thing. Ado, like with One Piece so on, she has several music videos, right, about that. So maybe, if you're lucky, we get an extended version. That wouldn't surprise me at all with Spike's Family, high budget anime. So I would not be surprised at all if later on we're gonna have like a 4 or 5 minute music video with Ado, and again it's still Spike's Family, so it's not like something else. But yeah, like a much more detailed opening. I'm just gonna go to her channel and see if she has released something. Okay, so Ado hasn't released this song yet. No. So that I think actually is very likely, given her previous work. If you go to her channel, you can find different music videos, right, of different songs and so on, which are of course like 3 to 5 minutes long, right? So that definitely might be a thing, though. Like for example, I mentioned with Yasoboi for Oshinokoi, right? Like they're having a 1.5 minute opening, and then like a 5 minutes it's like special opening on her channel, right? That's like I think it's like 5 minutes, yeah. Still, of course, the character like Aqua and Ruby and so on. And obviously Mom, but I think they like the chance for that, right? But anyway, please subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys, of course, in a few days from now in the actual episode. Then we also have an ending react as well, right? And the ending might be more emotional. The endings in this anime tend to be more calm, tend to be more like, yeah, we're going. They always was very hyperactive, definitely. But anyway, so you guys can have a great day.